What's going on, guys? Want to thank you guys for the views in the last video. It shot up to like 3,000 views, and I don't know how it did. I think maybe it was the algorithm, but thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for checking in and commenting. It means a whole lot to me. This channel is brand new, so I'm trying to build it up, obviously. So thank you guys for your love and your support. Now, I also want to mention that we've got about 5 seats left in our 14, which is now a 15-day training starting on September 18th, running through October 2nd. So if you want more personalized coaching over Zoom, we're gonna have some trainings in there. We talk about the first 30 seconds of interaction, how to have a conversation that leads to attraction, how to get over the negative doubts and self-beliefs that you have about yourself. And also we're gonna be talking about the nightlife. So if this is something that you guys can benefit from, you guys want more personalized coaching, I made it very affordable to get in. We're capping it at 10 guys. 5 seats are available, 5 guys are already in. Let me know, reach out to me over email at HighIntegrityCoaching or follow me on Instagram at HighIntegrityCoaching and shoot me a DM and I can get you all signed up and I'll add you to our secret WhatsApp group so that you guys can have accountability while you're out there approaching for this next, 15 days. So anyways, thank you guys again for the support. Reach out, let me know if you want to join. Now let's go ahead and jump into the video. The number one thing that accelerated my growth when it came to meeting women were the realizations that I had after the interactions ended. Now, I call this the after approach, and I want to talk about it with you guys. One of the most insightful things I experience when I'm approaching is the insight that comes from self-reflection. The insight that comes when the storm settles. You know what I'm talking about? Those aha moments. Those moments that you weren't present to in the moment because you had so much going on up here, you had so much going on in here that you couldn't have been present enough to catch all the things, the nuances, her subtle cues, her gestures, her signs of interest, how engaged she was, her nonverbal communication, her body language, her nonverbal signals, all the small things that when you don't catch, become very costly and add to the frustration of not having the women in your life. Now, if you lack or haven't developed self-awareness, this video may be hard to follow and the signs will be even harder to catch. Now, just understand that this comes from being in your head. To that, you need to get out of your head in order for the insights to come through, because the insights come from the processing of the tornado of emotions after an interaction that we call the spins. So if you're a guy who's in his head, you need to get that fixed. You need to work with somebody. You need to work with me. I can get you to work with models. Models will definitely help you come out of your head and learn to feel more. Feeling is the secret. And if it's not me, find somebody else who teaches feeling, man. Because once you have feeling, you'll start to open yourself up to having an incredible dating life, but you cannot do it from the head. So now let's talk about the aha moments and how and why they will change all of your approaches going forward. So let's start with a few of my own aha moments. I should have closed the gap. She really loved that eye contact. I should have called it out. She would have ate that up. I was very tense. I was rushing. I kept talking over her. I think she was kind of getting turned on. I should have stayed in longer. Damn, I should have said this. Damn, I was in my head. Man, she was tall. I should have said I like tall women. My mouth was so dry. I should have led that better. She was so ready. I should have been more sexual. She would have loved it. So let's talk about these aha moments, these realization moments, and how and why they are so effective in growing you. Then I'm going to give you an exercise after that to go out and do with your approaching, which I want to hear feedback from, because that was the very thing that let me know I was growing. It was a way for me to measure my growth and my change. So anyways, these aha moments, these realization moments, these moments where you're like, damn, that was terrible interaction. And then you start to really remember every little thing that you were doing in that interaction. And you're like, oh, I shouldn't have done that. I shouldn't have said that. What was I thinking? Those are great moments. Those are great moments to reflect on, because here's what's gonna happen. The minute that you catch them, it shows one thing, that you're very aware of yourself. You're very aware of what you're doing and what you're not doing. Maybe not in the moment, but in hindsight, you're very aware, which is super, super, super important. So on a conscious level, you remember this the next time you find yourself in front of a girl doing these behaviors or not doing the behaviors that you should be doing, like grounding yourself, eye contact, letting all that nervousness go. You'll start to instinctively do it because you remember the last time you didn't do it. Now, I've had a couple of examples. I remember going out for 2 weeks straight, approaching every single day, and I'd finish an approach, I feel really bad about it. I'm like, fuck, that was stupid, why did I do that? Damn, I could have had that, blah, blah, blah. And I sit there and I think about it for a little bit, and I'm like, damn, you know what I did? I was scared to touch. I should have reached out and touched. She was totally open, she was totally comfortable, it was totally me. Like I was pulling back like this. And so I made a conscious note that next time I'm in front of a girl, remember, relax, feel that chest, feel that heart, open it up, allow yourself to be seen, feel all the nervousness, let it all in. So immediately after the next approach I did, or the next set of approaches I did, I was very conscious about being open in the front of my body and not being closed off and tight and tense stuff like this. So when I would open up my body, all of a sudden I would notice that maybe she perceives me as a little bit more confident. And her response to that is she's flirting a little bit more. She's asking me questions about me, little signs of interest. And I can see this stuff, I'm like, oh, this is crazy, this is actually working. And I'll give you a great story. I remember one time I had gotten an Insta date with a girl. And we got an Insta date, I met her at Third Street Promenade. We went down to this aquarium that they had under the Santa Monica Pier. And I knew she liked me because when we went to the aquarium, she paid for me. And I was like, that's pretty cool. And this girl was, to me, was sexy. Had a sexy, what do you call that, sundress on. We're hanging out for about 10 minutes, went down there, finished the aquarium, started walking up the ramp away from the pier, going back towards the promenade. And me at the time, I got very needy because I was like, oh, let me see what I can get here. Let's see what I can get here. And I started to get very pushy. And she felt uncomfortable. But I was also realizing that I was holding back in some areas during that particular interaction. So it didn't work out. We went our separate ways. And I remember sitting there thinking, damn, that was stupid. What did I do? And I was like, okay, I was conflicted. Part of me wanted to be sexual. Part of me wasn't being very blatant in my sexuality. And I think it would have worked out had I done it earlier on, but I was so scared. I was so nervous that when I actually went to pull it off, the excitement had died, right? The window, I missed the opportunity. I remember thinking to myself, okay, so I'm gonna focus on this. The next time I walk up to a girl, I'm gonna be more blatantly sexual right off the bat. And so probably about an hour or two later, I'm walking down this pathway and I see this woman in a bikini and she was looking hot. So I stop her and say, excuse me, I'm sorry, I gotta tell you, you look super sexy in this bikini. And not only was I saying that, but I was looking at it, I was like, wow, I was like, can I just see the back of it? Turned around, saw the back of it. And she started giggling because I was being really flirtatious. And I remember her saying this, because she was from somewhere, she was like from London or UK, she had an accent. She goes, all American guys like this? And I started laughing, I was like, I don't know, but I am. She's like, guys in the UK will never be like this. She's like, I wish they were more like this. And I was like, man, that clicked to me. I was like, wow, she likes this, she's enjoying this. So we ended up hanging out for like another hour or so, and it got pretty touchy. And she was totally okay with it, she was enjoying it. So it was one of those things that allowed into my subconscious memory that I was like, okay, this is acceptable. Women like this. Maybe not all of them, but they do get a kick out of it and they enjoy it, especially if they're on vacation. So once I knew that, I logged it in every interaction for the most part moving forward, I would always have a tinge of sexuality in there. And it was great because what it really did was, it made sure I stayed with the friend zone. Like, I didn't want anybody to have any doubt about where I stood when I was approaching them. I did not want to be friend zone, so I made it very clear right off the bat, and I still make it very clear right off the bat. So take that with you guys, and if you guys are having these aha moments, which I'm sure you are, take them and apply them. Take them and apply them in your next interaction. If you're not grounding well enough, take it and focus on your grounding in the next interaction. If your heart's not open up, take it, apply it in the next interaction. If you're not comfortable being sexual or you're holding back in an interaction, take it and apply it in your next interaction. The more you start to get these things right, it'll spark attraction naturally. Now, I'm gonna give you guys an exercise that I was doing at this time, that I was having these realizations that really let me know that I was growing, but it also excited me enough to wake up every day to go out and hit it again. So this is the exercise. I want you to grab a journal, small pocket journal. You can go to the 99-cent only store, grab one, something you can throw in your pocket, roll with. And I want you to, after every interaction you have, write down these few things. What was her name? What was her eye color? What 3 things did I do right? And what 3 things could I improve on? Because when you can write down the name, it shows me that you're being present. If you can write down the eye contact, it shows me that you're being even more present. Now, if you can't, that's very telling. If you can't remember the eye contact or the name, it shows me that you weren't present. It shows me that you weren't relaxed. You're probably up in your chest or somewhere up in your head, which needs to be fixed. If you're having issues like that, start to relax and get more present as you look at her and enjoy her. Let her in, feel her, let her into the heart, let her into your stomach, let her into your sternum. And also the other part where you're writing down 3 things that you did right because you want to acknowledge your strengths. You want to acknowledge the things that you did right. Maybe you realize you were really holding good eye contact and she was enjoying it. Maybe you realize you were grounding really well. Maybe you realize that, you know, you were being funny, you were bantering a little bit and it was fun for her. Now, when you get to the bottom half of that, which is like, what are the 3 things that I noticed that I wasn't doing that I could have improved on, or that I was doing that I could improve on? You might find something like, oh, I wasn't present. I was so worried. I was thinking about the next thing to say. I wasn't really enjoying her and taking her in. I was talking over her. I was rushy, right? I wasn't grounded. I couldn't even feel my legs. And you start to realize when you get these things down on paper, the next time you have an interaction, more or less, this will fix itself. If not, you become very conscious of it in the middle of the interaction, and you'll make the adjustment. You'll be like, oh, I'm fucking in my head right now. I need to relax and really take this woman in. And the minute you do that, you'll start to notice her body language changes. She'll get a little bit more serious with you because you're kind of, 1, you're putting her into her feminine by being in your masculine, but 2, she also feels received and appreciated. And maybe she feels even sexy because you're doing that. That's what you want. So I hope this exercise helps you guys. And actually, in fact, I know it will if you're really doing it. If you're not doing it, it ain't gonna work just the way it is. But if you're really doing it, you will see the results, and it will not take long. It shouldn't take you more than a couple of days to start to see the change. But you need to know the areas that you need more work on so that you can start implementing them in the present moment when you talk to a girl. So anyways, love you guys. I will see you guys in the next video. And also, if you guys are new to the channel, hit like and subscribe. I would love to share these videos with you and up your game when it comes to approaching and just overall improving your dating life. All right, guys, that's it for this video. We'll see you guys.